So we're live and we're hoping that you can hear me because something seems to be not going right with the volume. So here's Mary Grace and Janine Monday. Oh my gosh, I feel like I've lived a whole life between last Monday and this Monday. I last Monday I was like I knew I was going out of. So I did that all day. We were there from early in the morning until finally got her home like 8 o'clock at night, from 6 a.m. till 8. Then the following morning, I flew to New York at 6 a.m. Then I went from New York. I landed in Buffalo, went and got my girlfriend with a rental car. She and I went down to Olean, New York, where I went to college. We went to a basketball game. We slept overnight. And then we came back to Buffalo the next day. We stopped in a little town called Ellicottville on the way. And as we walked into this bar to get a Bloody Mary, the Women's USA Olympic hockey game was just starting. So then we knew that we had to stay. So we stayed until they won. Went back to Buffalo. And the following day, I drove to Syracuse, New York, went to my aunt's 70th birthday party, then flew home the next day, and here I am. You guys didn't even know all that was happening. The world is so small, yet so big. And a lot of our cohorts are in Mexico right now, coming home tomorrow. So we just feel all out of sorts here in Park Lane. Everybody's traveling, but it's so good to see you guys. So Janine, since I'm having such a hard time with my sound, do you want me just to talk or do you want to ask me anything?
I'll ask you the questions. I think we just have to do that 3-second count. Let me just make sure we're all in the right places. So I'm going to take myself back onto mute so that I can make sure we're live in the right places.
Okay. So we are here to tell you about the wonderful opportunity that we have here at Park Lane Jewelry. And what I just described to you, that was kind of neat to sit back and realize that I could be all those different places and I didn't have to ask anybody's permission. It's really, really neat to work for yourself and be able to, have your own schedule and still know that my weekly paycheck was going to be more than I could ever dream of. Or the people that I was hanging out with that we went to college together, just couldn't even believe that there would be a time when I would just drop a couple $1,000s to go to Buffalo. Who does that? But travel is expensive these days, especially when you have to rent cars and stay in hotels and all that good stuff. So how you feeling, Janine? Should we go forward?
I feel like we are all in the right places. We're just going to have to explain to everybody that as you hop on, and thank you for jumping in here, as you hop on, we're having some technical issues with volume and microphone. So I will ask a question and then put myself on mute so that Mary Grace can answer because for some reason we're having some issues. So welcome to everybody. We're sure happy that you popped in. I enjoy Monday evenings immensely, and I know that's kind of crazy. Hello, everyone. Hello. But I enjoy them because I get the absolute pleasure of interviewing our executive company vice president, Mary Grace Lewandowski. And I get to ask her about our business, which is something, we're super excited about direct sales. We do this every Monday night. Every Monday night, we have different people on. They ask questions. We try to answer some of them. But most of you are on because your stylist invited you here tonight. And I have to tell you, this is going to sound a little kooky, but it's very much an honor and a privilege that he or she did that for you. She thought highly enough of you to want to share something that she or he is truly passionate about. And that's what we are. We're passionate about direct sales. We're passionate about helping women and a few good men work something part-time, do something that's very profitable and something that's fun on top of it all. So that's what's awesome about Park Lane. I already dropped the direct sales name, Mary Grace, so we'll start there. Why don't you explain to these fine people why direct sales? Like, what is it? And how does it differ from multi-level marketing?
It's interesting because you said that it sounded kind of kooky to be so honored to be able to, that people were honored, that it should be an honor that they were invited to this call. I'll get it out eventually. But we do get to decide who we want to work with. And we don't want to work with just everybody. So it's true that the fact that you were invited means that somebody saw something in you, just like you would recommend somebody for any other job where it reflect on you should they get hired. So welcome. And what is direct sales? Direct sales is where I've spent a majority of my career. Nothing, something that was not something that I was specifically looking into, although it is a major at Harvard in today's world, because it's so highly thought of. But it's running your own business with all of the benefits of running your own business, like the flexibility and the ability to move up through the ranks at a level you want to, be where you need to be when you need to be there, decide where and when you're going to work from, all of those benefits, but none of the scary things that keep people from opening their own business, none of the financial overhead, none of the worry about getting all of the inventory in stock. Park Lane takes care of all that. So we just represent the company, we work for ourselves, and we have all of those benefits of running of our own business, including all the wonderful write-offs. You know, direct sales means direct to consumer. And a lot of times, like I won't mention any names, but sometimes you hear of network marketing companies and you think like, oh, is it one of those things? And no, it's not. What happens in direct sales is that we actually are a party plan. We have a hostess plan, which means that when somebody shares their family and friends with us, and we get to meet them through that venue, that we can reward them with lots and lots and lots of free product. And Park Lane actually pays for that product. We don't pay for that product. Multi-level marketing actually is more recruiting based. People are spending more time behind their computer all day, and they're literally keeping an eye on their levels. Like, who do I have in this level, and who's under this person, and who's under this person? Because they have to match up a certain way in order for them to capitalize on their pay and stuff. We don't have any of that going on over here. Now, do we want to recruit? Absolutely. Do we want to hire? Yes, we do. And that's why you're here, because we love to share our opportunity. And when our reps grow, our company grows. And we are so understaffed all across the country and need people. So yes, we do opportunities where we want to encourage you to join us, but it is a different basis than multi-level marketing. And Janine knows, God love her, she's heard so many different stories, but I have to say that one of my favorite things is when I heard David Bach, who wrote The Automatic Millionaire. I heard him on a cassette tape. That's how old I am. And he was saying how his job was to try to help people to learn how to invest and how to make the most from their investments. And what he discovered when he went into that business was there was a bigger problem. And the problem was that people didn't feel like they had any extra money to invest, because most people, everyone that he ran across, was living paycheck to paycheck or beyond paycheck to paycheck, which honestly, that was my life. I carried a credit card balance that I didn't know how we were going to pay. You know, I knew it would be over time. It certainly wouldn't be like in 1 month. And direct sales gives you the ability to have a side gig. That's what David Bach recognized and started to truly preach to his customers is, if you're looking for extra money to invest or to accomplish anything to get yourself out of debt, this is a side gig. This is something that you can take on and work it around the schedule you already have. Especially at Park Lane, where I'm going to say it early, we have no minimums. We have no expectations. Like, there's nothing you have to do. Okay. Once you have a certain title, once you've accomplished certain things, you forever keep that title. There are no monthly minimums here at Park Lane Jewelry. So I don't know what your schedule is, but I know a lot of times that people go, oh, I just don't have time. Well, you know what? You do. Because if you can do it for an hour a month or an hour a quarter, you have time, not even an hour, 15 minutes, but you can do this in the time that you have with the schedule you already have. And that is such a gift, because it's just going to be extra. So if you've been looking for a way to solve some of your financial problems or other things, maybe you just need something that's all your own. Maybe you just need to get out of the house now and then to do something a little different. Maybe you're going to like the recognition of the camaraderie that we have here. But those are all things that you're going to find in direct sales. And regardless of what your life is and your schedule is, you can find a place for this in your life. That's why we believe in it so much.
Excellent. I just sit here saying yes, 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 because I think that one of the best blessings of direct sales is the fact that you can weave it very easily into your everyday life, very simply. And I love that you touched on that. So tell me, and for those of you who just, because we have a bunch of people that just jumped on, number one, please tag your stylist, the gal and guy or guy who sent you here. Tag her in the comments or him. Also, we are having some technical issues. So every time I talk, I'm going to go on mute so that Mary Grace can talk because you won't be able to hear her if I'm on the screen. So, Mary Grace, now that we know what direct sales is, tell us all where jewelry fits into this.
Okay, so direct sales means direct to consumer, and it's a way that we can be a liaison between a company and a product, right? That's what direct sales is. Now, Janine and I both used to work for different direct sales companies, as did a lot of the people probably that invited you. And what we love about Park Lane is we have a direct appoint program. It's the only one in the industry where they will interview you and bring you in at a level that recognizes the experience that you have. So it'll be commensurate with where you were before. It'll be a pay level where you were before. And as I said, you never go backwards here at Park Lane. There are no minimums. So that is a huge attraction because we have found that a lot of times after many, many years with a direct sales company, we might feel a little trapped. So I did, even though I saw that the programs were going away, I saw that the pay was less, I saw that people were struggling in my last company. I was nervous to make a move immediately because I just didn't know if I had it in me to start all over. Or I guess I was just hoping something would get better, and it didn't. My company went out of business, as did Janine's. But being able to come here with the knowledge and education that we experienced that we already had, being able to jump in here at Park Lane, that was such a gift. Now, what Janine asked me though is why jewelry, and the reason that I went there for a little bit is we both used to sell other products. And you can think of everything, there's Tupperware, there's makeup, there's candles, there's baskets, there's all kinds of different things that you could do through direct sales. But you guys, jewelry is the place to be. And the best testimony to that is Park Lane. Because when they were starting their business, Arthur and Shirley in 1955, they knew they wanted to use the direct sales model. They didn't know exactly what product, but they had some assumptions. They thought it would be some kind of home product, like pots and pans or something, like Paper Chef. Instead, they chose jewelry. And the reason they chose jewelry is because they were super smart and they hired 3 consultants, all different companies, didn't know that they'd been hired by one another. And they said to each of them, go out into the world, do your homework, come back and let us know what product you recommend that we start this company representing and be prepared to defend your answers. And much to their shock, all 3 companies came back with jewelry by far is number one. And I'm going to tell you some of the reasons. And then I just want you to realize that not only did Park Lane pick them for those reasons, but now Janine and I and many others have been a benefit and have actually experienced the beauty of jewelry. So here's the deal, you guys, with jewelry. Okay, first of all, whenever you're representing a product, you want it to be a product that is a little bit easier to sell, and something that makes that way is the market. Like if you were selling something that was only for men in the 20 to 25 year range, that would definitely limit your market, right? Well, jewelry is for everybody. Okay, there's a market for everybody. The other thing you want to look at is like, okay, well, is it a fad? Is it just like a trend? No, it withstands the test of time. It's been around for 150,000 years. Yes, that's correct. And showing like forecasts of $43 billion as far as what we're going to be able to sell in the near future. So no, it's not going anywhere. It's consumable. So like one thing that I used to be like, oh, I love selling candles because people use them up. Well, guess what? Fashion is consumable. People use it up. So our jewelry and our outfits and everything are all consumable in that they're dependent on the trends, the fashions, the seasons. You get it, all of that good stuff. So people don't generally say, I have one necklace and I'm done. No, so we absolutely love that aspect of it. One of the number one gifts in the world. So not only is the market huge, but it adds another component because maybe somebody doesn't love jewelry. What are they, crazy? But maybe somebody doesn't love jewelry. But guess what? They buy it as gifts because it's top 3 gifts, candy, flowers, and jewelry. And ours is the only one that withstands the test of time. Now, I have always said, and believe me, I'm not like this perfect, wonderful person or anything, not even close. Goodness knows I have so many flaws. But I did always feel like I needed to be able to represent something that put good out into the world, that was some service to the world. You guys, I know you probably don't believe me till you start seeing happen, but jewelry makes people happy. It raises their serotonin levels, it gets them compliments, and it starts conversations. All of those things where people are like shoulders back a little bit, makes them look prettier. I love it because it's done so many cool things for so many people. It's very easy to ship and store. You know, like I used to have a whole separate part of I used to have a 5-car garage, and two whole garages were dedicated to my product that I used to have to carry and, spend an hour putting up and an hour taking down. With the jewelry, we put it in our purse over our shoulder. Should we choose to leave the house? Because 78% of people do strictly online, but we go out the door with something the size of our purse carrying our jewelry. It's not going to cause us any pain. We walk to the door, we ring on it, or we go into the wine bar with our jewelry. We're not making 1 and 2 trips back to the car. We're just there, so that's absolutely wonderful. Park Lane does most of the shipping, but should we ever have to ship anything, it's very easy to just throw a pair of earrings or a little necklace in a box into an envelope, padded envelope, and off it goes. Very inexpensive. What else am I leaving out, Janine?
Well, I think we were just chatting about why jewelry, and you kind of you jumped into why Park Lane as well. But we are the jewelry brand. I think that one of your most powerful things that you talk about are programs and things like that. So let's go into that since we're kind of there about Park Lane. Why don't you
Yeah.
tell these fine people why they want to choose Park Lane over another jewelry company?
The jewelry benefits across the gamut. Jewelry is the place to be. And then you're like, okay, so now I've decided I want jewelry. I want a product that's, withstands the test of time. I want a product that's so appealing to so many people. I want a product that makes people feel happier. But why Park Lane? There's other jewelry companies too. Now, I was actually in this space because when I decided to come to Park Lane 15 years ago, I was interviewing with several jewelry companies. Beautiful, beautiful things. But one thing I noticed because remember, it was a huge business decision, was I wanted a broader market. Park Lane was the full service jewelry company. Okay. Everybody else had a romance product, a romantic center, like a pearl or a Swarovski crystal or silver. Like it was more limited. So I wanted the whole gamut. I also wanted a company that was secure because I had already experienced the other. And they've been around since 1955. They're debt free and they're cash rich. So to this day, you guys, they pay for everything with cash. Now, that's wonderful because we know we're getting paid every week and we get paid every week, which we love. But we also know that we have the buying power to put us like in such a competitive place where we're some of the first ones to have certain types of jewelry, and can have plenty for all of our customers. So those are all really great things because of our longevity. We're the number one direct sales jewelry company in the world. Now, let's get more specific. I picked them too because of their programs. And it's like they have programs in place that help our customer be really satisfied, our hostess be unbelievably satisfied, and us to be the best paid in the industry. And it all starts with our customer sale. Buy 2 for regular, get 4 for half, spend 90 and get any item you want for $35. The reason this is so cool is because our customers are thrilled. They love feeling like they're pulling something over on us by getting their half price items and their most expensive item for $35. So they're thrilled. But also, it's driving them to a place where they're not leaving our parties with 1 piece of jewelry. They generally are leaving our parties with 6 to 8 pieces of jewelry. And our hostesses, the program is so generous, they're leaving our parties with $400 to $1,000 in free and discounted jewelry. Now, another huge benefit of selling jewelry is that people are out in the world with our product on. So it brings back referrals. I'm in the world. I've got a sweatshirt on. I was noticing. Got a sweatshirt on and then this gorgeous arm party. And I was actually getting compliments like at Quick Trip with a sweatshirt on because of my bracelet. So it garners attention, which again brings us additional customers. And that's all really, really great stuff. So we love that our customers are getting such a deal that they're not leaving with one piece, they're leaving with bunches of pieces to take out into the world. But also, so smart because Park Lane set it up in such a way that it encourages people to spend $100 because that's where their best deal is. Well, guess what? We get paid on commission. So I'm sorry if it sounds kind of like I like the money, but most of us take a side gig or a new job because we need money, right? We do it for the income. So I love that it's so balanced that everyone's so thrilled. They're thrilled with their deal. I'm thrilled with the percentage of which I get a paycheck, and everybody ends up being the highest paid and the most generous hostess program, customer program in the industry. Now, if that were enough, that would be it, but they do more. They also have 2 trips a year. They also have where we can earn $1,000 in free jewelry every single month of our whole entire career so that we're never having to invest in our business. And if we do choose to buy something, we get paid on it. So I always tell everyone, if you're buying, you should sell because it's like getting the friends and family discount because you'll get a paycheck back on what you're already buying, right? The 2 trips a year, Janine makes me say this every time. Once I said it, she's like, "That's so true." But you guys, like, it's like a beautiful thing to me because it is a job too, where normally you're working, 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 you're saving, 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 so you can do something, do something, do something. With Park Lane, you're working, 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 you're saving, 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 and you're working for something that you get to do for free, like a trip. Okay, so that's not like, oh, now I got to pay for the trip. Now it's like I get the trip and I got all the money, and now I can do something else with all this money, you know? So I love that aspect. And car payments, we can earn our car payments. Again, that's something normally you would budget for. Now we set it as something to work for. Okay, so it's like extra income coming in all the time. And then, our jewelry, like if I gave my sons, an impression bracelet for Christmas, they'd probably be a little bummed. But so much of my shopping and other aspects of my life is done for free because of the jewelry that I earn here at Park Lane. So many things. I can give so much away. So it is definitely the place to be. We're the best paid in the industry. We've been around the longest. We're the most secure. And I can't think of anything else they could do to our programs that would make us any more wonderful. I mean, they've done it all. I don't know what else they could ever add. And I'm speaking so honestly because I feel like I'm pulling something over on someone.
Well, and we're the other thing that we can talk about this time of year, and I'd love for you to just touch on this, is the fact that people that work full time, when you take a side gig like this, it's actually really good for your taxes because of all the write offs.
I feel like I'm in the field, like when they're like, and now back to Antarctica. And the guy has to wait for a minute before he can talk. Yeah. Okay, now I can talk. You are so right about that because, wait a minute, what'd you just say?
Tax write offs.
Both in this business. You can lose your mind and still be okay in this business. No, but truly, like many, many years ago, because my dad's gone. My mom's like almost 88, but they retired from their regular jobs early, like in their 50s. Those luckies, but they went to the accountant, and the accountant said, "You guys need some kind of side gig or something. You need some write offs." And they started doing this direct sales business with me strictly for the write-off. And now I'm at that age where at any age it's wonderful. But truly, you guys, it's wonderful. And the people that generally, I don't want to be stereotypical. I try so hard not to be, but I'm going to say this because it's kind of true. For some reason, this aspect of the business really appeals to like the men in our lives because they don't really believe that we're going to go make money. They think we're just going to spend all our money on jewelry or whatever. Some of you are out there laughing because you're like, "Oh, yeah, I got that argument." But they love when you can sit down and tell them about how it's going to save them money right from the get go. And it does because, like, the Idiot's Guide to Getting Rich, those big yellow books. We used to only do books. Now it's Kindles. Very first chapter, open your own business. Fastest way to get rich in America, open your own business. even if you won't make money on your business, you'll make money on your business, because the day you start your business, things that were expenses become write-offs. And I'm not going to give you like a whole big list, but just look into it because it's amazing. Your cell phone, portions of your house, your gas, any jewelry that you're buying, even sometimes clothes, nails, because you're looking nice for your business. Like, the possibilities are unbelievable, you guys. And that's an overnight change, and that is delightful. It will make a big difference in your income because of that. So some people are like, like, because we're self-employed, but it does. It's amazing tax write-offs. And a lot of times people my age, or they're like, oh, I'm retired. Well, do it a little, because you will be able to benefit your lifestyle by having these tax write-offs. So yes, very positive.
Very, very much so. Okay, so let's end this with, why is now the time to join Park Lane?
And back to Antarctica. We're both like, let's finish this, because it's so weird to watch each other just sit there and be quiet. Yes. So why now? First of all, you're here. And for every minute that you don't do it, someone else is going to. I always think that way. Okay. I'm like, you're here, lean in, you heard about it. The things that you're putting in your head about why you can't do it are things that will reveal themselves later. We're very, very good at what we do, and we train you and we help you, and we have all of the team resources that you need. So right now, anything that you're thinking like, I don't have any friends, I don't have this, I don't know what to do, all of that we will help you with and address, because obviously success leaves clues. And I have thousands of people in my organization that are succeeding in this business to the degree that they want to succeed. So there is a success principle that says, just do it, and do it now. We'll figure out the rest as we go along. Don't overthink it. $129. Put it on your credit card. It's a tax write-off. Okay, you put it on your credit card. You have a show. The person that invited you tonight comes and does your show, either in person or online or whatever. Any of them, there's myriad ways that we can do our shows. Guess who gets paid? You. So if you do have, and we all usually have someone in our life that's like, oh, I don't know. Do you know what it does when you can have a show, show them the $129, show them the paycheck that you just got that exceeded the $129, and that $129 isn't just a signing fee. Park Lane lets you go out and pick $500 worth of jewelry for that $129. And whether the job works out or not, all of that is yours to keep. The money, the pay, everything is yours to keep. So I always tell everybody, I'm like, if it was a one-time shot, you're going to come out with more than you put in. No matter if you bought $500 worth of jewelry for $129, you're going to come out with more than you put in. Now, of course, we want you to want to do it and to keep doing it, but I just really cannot stress enough how Park Lane has made it so that the stress or the risk is not on our part, but on their part. If everyone just paid $129 for $500 worth of jewelry and never did another thing, they would be the ones in trouble, not us, but they can afford to do that. So it is truly risk-free. I want to say that it's cost-free. Say that.
Unfortunately, I lost you for a second. That's why I made that face. I apologize. It is so hard doing this with this delay. We apologize, ladies and gentlemen, if it bothered you, but we did our very best to get through all of the comments. I'm currently dropping the Google Doc into the chat, and it's a Google questionnaire. You're going to click on it and you're going to fill it out in its entirety. We ask these questions not because we're going to be hounding you. No one's going to contact you unless you want to be contacted, and there is a question in there that tells us whether or not you do. What we need you to do is fill out your information so that if you do win, Mary Grace will pick a curated package of jewelry to go with you, depending on to be sent to you, depending on what your answers are to those questions. We ask your preferences. So, what should they do, Mary Grace? I'm going to give you the floor to end it, but what is the best thing they can do? Contact their stylist and do what?
So you guys, you want to make somebody's day? let the person who invited you tonight know that you want to schedule a show. They will be so excited, so easy to make us happy. If you get them in front of a couple new people, it just really changes the trajectory of our business. It really does. However, make it your decider show if you're a little bit on the edge and just see how it goes. And then once the show's concluded, then make your final decision. Do I want to go ahead and get the kit? Do I want to go ahead and do this? Do I want the paycheck or do I want so and so to have the paycheck? And I think that may be an easier decision for you. So that's one last way that you can be like, I don't know. Go ahead and try it. Book a show with your consultant. She'll be so thrilled.
Thanks, Mary Grace. I appreciate you coming on tonight and working with our delay. Like you're in whatever you said. I can't even remember where you said you were. We're happy you're here. And unfortunately, we had to deal with that delay, but we got everything out that we needed to. Talk to your stylist that invited you. Bring a friend next week. We'll be here Monday night, 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 Central. Every single Monday night, we show up for you, and we'd love for you to show up for us. Thank you for hopping in. Thank you for listening, and fill out that Google Doc quickly because our free jewelry winner gets chosen on Wednesday morning. All right, everyone, have a wonderful evening. Bye-bye.